Boop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop doo doo. Boop a doop a doop a doop a doop a doop boo.
It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. I'm walking down the street. And who should float up next to me but the cackling galaxy? And my friends, they come out 'cause they know it's all about Gwen's Playtime, Crazy Magic Playtime podcast show. Gwen's Playtime, Crazy Magic Playtime. Join in the singing, the dancing, the dreaming. Boop, boop, boop. It's Crazy Magic Playtime. Let's remember what happened last episode.
Are you ready to play?
Okay, I'm ready to play. I have my heart pillow.
Okay.
Artichoke?
Artichoke. And some big huffluffle is going on here. I don't know what it is.
Well, the street urchin's just hungry. He just wanted food. Like the tavern or whatever we're in, like
Yeah.
all the, the walls move apart and
And there's no baguette in the baguette.
Like Glenda the Good Witch, I suddenly popped down in my little bubble.
You're going to open your eyes. And you are now the king waking up in the morning.
It's Crazy Magic Playtime.
And he is in his nice big bed. Tell me, king, oh king, take 3 deep breaths and let's arise as the king.
I'm sorry, am I the urchin that has turned into the king or that
Nope,
is now
you
kind of
are the
embodying the
king.
king? So this is just Matt, now I'm the king.
You are the king. As Matt,
Okay.
you are the king.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. All right, king. What's on your mind this beautiful morning?
Well, still thinking about what happened when Glenda showed up over there and what she said. How that was kind of, it was good to see her again. And thinking about the words that the scribe wrote down. I was still wondering about everything that happened with my daughter and wondering what happened to the baguette. Because that was supposed to change a whole lot of things. And I'm not exactly sure what happened to that. And seems like there was some life-changing pivotal type stuff that happened last night. So time to figure out what I'm going to do going forward, how I'm going to act on everything that happened there. Glenda came in and dropped a whole lot of truth bombs on us really fast, and it was kind of hard to absorb it all in the moment because we weren't standing there expecting to hear that. So I think I'm going to go find the scribe and get that scroll and read it over again.
Yeah, great. So in comes your scribe, who's very knowledgeable, and you walk in to see him, and he is sobbing. He is crying, and he holds up this ashen parchment.
How did I know we were going there? All right.
And he's like, we stopped the fire, sire, but it burned the scroll. There's nothing left. Only a few words are left. See, right. And so you grab the parchment, right? What are the few words that you can read, O king? What are the few words?
Oh God. I can barely remember the few. I can barely remember them as Matt, let alone. So there was like gold and warring and tendrils and connection and yeah. So basically I can only remember what I felt like. So
Beautiful.
It seemed like what she was telling us was that there was a lot of connection between all of us, and that the thing that I was seeking after, the magic, was not as important as I was making it out to be, or at least that wasn't the only the only solution to, or that wasn't the only way to fix things or whatever, if you will.
Mhm.
So there seemed to be a lot about how we're all sort of connected, and so maybe the first thing to do would be to come down from the castle and to try to maybe meet some people in my kingdom that I hadn't ever made a point to go meet before, or just to be around them.
Cool. Okay.
And see them, and just see them. Just figure out how they live and experience that a little bit. And use that
Cool.
as an opportunity to connect, or at least learn to connect.
Cool. Now, when you go and visit these people, who is with you? Do you take anyone with you?
No. And I think honestly, it makes sense. I think it probably makes sense to try to hide my identity as best as possible. Because if I go down as the king, certainly if I go down in my garb, it makes it too easy for people to try to put on airs and try to not be whoever they are. They're going to try to put out food or try to do ceremony and that type of thing, right? And so,
Did
yes.
you say the magic word? Because I've suddenly, your former wife, queen,
Oh yeah, baby mama,
has shown up.
Baby mama, there you go.
Yeah, baby mama here, kind of again, Glenn. Well, we can call her Glenda. In her little bubble, she comes down. She's like, "I see you want to understand connection, and I honor that." And so I, using my own magic and powers, I transform you into this form that's unrecognizable to other people in the kingdom. So I allow you until sundown to roam the kingdom and be able to talk to anybody you want to and connect with anyone you wish, while your true identity is just temporarily suspended, so nobody knows who you are. So you are free to explore the world as whoever you'd like to be in this moment. In fact, who are you in this moment?
We're doing like a reverse Cinderella kind of a thing. All right. I am nobody of note.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
From the kingdom, or are you traveling from another kingdom?
I am nobody of note. That's the whole point, right? So okay. I am a person that I am a person on the periphery, right?
Person on the periphery.
Right, that everyone just thinks they recognize the type of person you're like, I think I remember him.
Right. Yeah.
I can't quite remember where I've seen him before, but I'm pretty sure whatever. My point is that I don't stand out, but I don't stand out as being somebody that everybody knows, but I also don't stand out as a stranger. I'm just a person on the periphery.
You are a POP. Yeah, you know me. And
that's OPP, but sure. All right.
And in 3, 2, 1, you are now a person on the periphery and may move into the kingdom. And I would recommend you get out of the castle, because people won't understand where the king went.
This is true. So your powers are going to do that while I'm still standing in the throne room. All right, cool. I see we have awesome cosmic powers, but all right, cool.
Convenient, but awesome.
Remember, there are always loopholes in these movies.
Yeah, I see here. You're like the genie. All right. I wish you could click your ruby red heels just a little bit harder next time, but okay.
But also, perhaps there's some intentionality there. There's a reason for that.
All right, so I sneak out, the secret passage behind the throne room. Pull pull the lever, the torch, and the throne room opens up. I escape out the back hatch, whatever. In case of coup, pull torch, whatever, and run out the back.
Red button.
And exactly. And so anyway, slide out the sewer and whatever, swim out the moat, whatever. Anyway, now I'm out, and And I think maybe just go to the tavern and grab some breakfast or something like that, and just do the medieval version of people watching kind of a thing. Order some food and strike up a conversation, and just kind of watch what the people do. That's the whole point,
Perfect.
right? It's just to kind of see
Yeah.
what people do and how they live, and when I'm not around, as it were, as the king, and just spend some time being, watching how the kingdom
Yeah.
is, if you will,
Yeah.
not the upper class, not the lower class, just people.
So as you're
that.
sitting here in the tavern having
Yeah.
your breakfast, what did you order for breakfast here?
I don't know what they ate in the Middle Ages, but I would imagine it was the Middle Ages equivalent of, bacon and eggs and pancakes. So whatever that would be,
Bacon and eggs. Well, amazing as you say it.
gruel and
Gruel.
gruel and oatmeal and ale. I don't know, whatever it is,
Yeah. So
yeah.
you're waiting for your break, your bountiful
your
breakfast.
bangers and mash or
eggs.
whatever
Yeah,
it is, I don't know.
of eggs. And in comes the tavern's daughter, the tavern keeper's daughter, and she is super excited, and she has this big basket, and it's overflowing with eggs, like overflowing. And she's like, Papa, what, you wouldn't guess, like we had 5 chickens yesterday, and now we have 20, and I couldn't even collect all of the eggs. Like, Papa, it's amazing. And he's like, well, what are you foolish child? What are you saying? How can we have 20 chickens? I know the 5 hens we have, and that kind of thing. And she pushes him. She's like, she just drags him out the door, and she, and showing him, and you're kind of curious, so you follow, and they have this chicken coop, and it's just stuffed full of chickens, like beyond what should be its capacity. And the man's like, I don't know how this has happened. I guess we need to build a bigger chicken coop, right? And maybe we'll be able to sell more eggs to the market, right? This is amazing for us. What great fortune we've had, right? It's amazing. And so that's the first thing that you come into encounter with. And so I'm like, well, what do I do with that? Nothing. That's just the first thing that you experience. Do you want to have a talk with them, or do you just want to kind of continue on with your day?
No, I think what's notable is the excitement that people have over 4 times more chickens. Right? How excited they are about that, and how much that seems to make a huge difference to them, right? Getting 15 more chickens is such a big deal to them, and the joy on their face at that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that tavern owner is ecstatic, because
right, and also at the calmness with which he is handling the situation. Well, I guess we'll build a bigger coop and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so no, I think in the spirit of just observing and learning and whatever, that's a lesson to take, or an observation to make, I guess, if you will. And so I think maybe the next thing would be to move down to the since I'm already outside, move down to the marketplace and just kind of watch how commerce is done, the haggling and the selling and the setting up of the wares. And you've got your textiles and your food and your butcher and your livestock and whatever else you would have there, your furniture maker and your blacksmith and all the other various things that you would have on a large Main Street market type of a thing, and just kind of walk through and observe the different conversations and bartering and commerce and so forth that's happening as you walk through.
Cool. What draws you? What is there a specific place that draws you
Well,
to
when
it?
you're walking through a place like that, it's hard to be drawn to anything because the entire place is just a buzz, right?
Mhm.
It's, if I don't know much about Ani except what you've said on this call, but if you've been on movies, it just sounds like rhubarb, 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 rhubarb the entire time, right? It's just a bunch of just murmur, 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 because it's just a roar of, yeah, exactly. It's just a roar of just, people yelling and pointing fingers and raising hands and passing cash and take my money and this and that and that's too much and whatever, and holding up fabrics and this and that and the other thing, right? The vendor being very proud of what they're selling and the buyer trying to act like they're not very happy with what the vendor is selling and trying to come somewhere in the middle, right? And the blacksmith making horseshoes and all the various things, right? So I think it's very difficult to say that any one thing stands out as much as it is just the massive humanity buying what they need or what they want, and the other half of that equation, offering what the other person needs or wants, creating things that are either necessary or luxurious, if you will, just something nice, and observing that, right?
Yeah.
Observing that everybody has effectively the same needs. Everyone needs food, everyone needs clothing, everyone needs that, and of course everyone has a need for things a little bit beyond that as well, right? For something
Nice.
comfortable.
Nice. Well, there's two things that are jumping out at me, and one is a kind of a beautiful fountain in the middle of the square. That is, there's much water flowing from it, and it's flowing down the there's excess of it, so much excess that it kind of creates a kind of a river that flows down. It's going down the middle of the street, down to kind of the outside of the city, down
in
it
like a stone trough kind of
yeah
thing? Okay.
Yeah, but it's actually the street. It's actually the street.
Okay.
And you notice you're like, this is water going down the middle of the street, the cobblestone street, and there's kids playing in it and enjoying it and having a good time, and you notice some people talking about it, and they're like, what a blessing and a nuisance at the same time, like this fountain has been dry, and now we have fresh water that we can, it only had a trickle that would come from it, but for some reason now it's just plentiful, and now there are fields that are dry out of the city actually are getting watered, and it's being used, but we can't use this road the way we used to. So all we can do is walk on the sides of it, right. So this is a blessing and a nuisance, and a nuisance. This is what they're saying as they're walking through it. And you notice that as you're walking through, but there's also kind of a mysterious cloaked person that you see, who is, you notice, is watching you as you're taking all of this in, and this mysterious cloaked person kind of makes their way to this kind of door, this kind of secret garden door, and they notice that you notice them, and then they go in and close the door behind them, because they don't want you to kind of, I guess, see who they are. This is, I feel like, choose your own adventure. Do you follow the door?
Do I go to page 78 or do I go to page 43? Yeah.
Yes, turn to page 43. Or do you ignore it and follow the river down the road?
So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just satisfy some curiosity and just ask one of those people talking about nuisance plus blessing if this fountain, or when did the fountain start overflowing?
Mhm.
Was that like recently, or has this been, how long ago did that happen?
Well, this generous lady who has three kids playing in the water, and says, "Why, haven't you heard? Haven't you been here before? You must be a newcomer, because this happened this very morning. We awoke
Okay.
to find it. We awoke to find this river going down the road, and we're still trying to figure out what to do with it. How to handle it. But they say that it's meeting the crops out in the field, so we are all happy. Plus, this is fresh water, and we've always suffered from carrying water from so far away to our homes, and now it's right here."
Got it. Okay, got it. So I'm not an author, but I see foreshadowing here.
Yeah.
First the chickens, then the water. All right.
Wait
Wait
a second.
a second here. Okay. Then we have a shadowy figure. Okay. Let's see here. So do I go after the shadowy figure in the secret garden, Chronicles of Narnia door?
This is me as a gnome, and this is my beard, and I'm stroking it.
The best
I'm
was next
stroking
year.
my pink beard.
Yeah, but you're not doing this, so that doesn't seem very devious. This feels more just like,
If I had a smaller pillow, I could do that.
No, but see, you're stroking it like Gandalf when he's smoking his pipe, doing the the smoke gnome, things in Lord of the Rings. That this feels very like friendly. So I think I'm going to go to the Chronicles of Narnia door and do a classic Dungeons and Dragons, check, roll my D20 and
right.
see what's.
I love the series. As you approach the door, Anastasia,
a perception check. That's what it is. Do a perception check and see what's
You gotta, all your senses are alive.
Am I getting like green smoke waves coming off of the door? Am I getting like?
Yeah. You feel this like vibrational pull.
Yeah.
This vibrational pull, and a green light or whatever calls you yonder. And as you go to the handle of the door, and Anastasia, please describe what this king, but not a king, experiences. This is me with my beard.
Well, I see you entering POP. It's me. Hello.
Oh, you were the cloaked figure in dark and black. Okay.
Yes. Hello. I see you as the person of periphery or peripheral awareness, as well as the king in this moment. I see two hearts as one, and I see two kingdoms forging into one. And I would like to know, on your day so far in these journeys with your people, as a commoner, as one of them, what have you seen thus far? What is impressing upon the king's heart?
What I've noticed has been two things. First of all, has been that there seems to have been a change, a physical change of some sort in the kingdom since yesterday. Some kind of abundance or growth or increase, something has changed. Generally for the better, although also somewhat to an annoyance or a nuisance to some people, but generally for the better. That everyone seems to be noticing. And then also just a general sense of humanity that I've got, right? A sense of commonality, that despite my position and power and wealth and all of that, a sense of connection with them. That once that is not part of it, how much we're all the same.
I dare say, King and POP, that you're understanding the magic of which I spoke, the magic that can't even be contained by a scribe, that is something that is felt and that is experienced through the senses, but then once understood in the body can then be seen externally in the kingdom around you. Do you understand that, King?
I'm beginning to, but
Yeah.
I don't think I fully do.
Excellent.
Well, you have done very well on this part of your day so far, but the water flows and there's more to know in order to embody and understand and know what this magic is and how it's woven throughout the hearts of all. So I will put you back onto your course, and you may choose your own adventure, but pay attention to what sparkles and shines inside of you that you also see on the outside. In 3, 2, 1, you may go back outside.
And you open the door and you are in. Let's take 3 breaths. And you are in the movie theater, staring at the TV screen, okay? Now as Matt. Matt, how are you doing? Take those 3 deep breaths. I feel like I've lost Matt. I can't see him right now because I'm on my phone. Are you here, Matt?
I am.
You're with your
I've got my ugly hand plane.
Yeah. What's that?
I got my ugly hand plane.
Your ugly hand plane?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You can always visit again. The magic of this theater is actually that the saga continues. And this is now the entry point for Matt in his magic playtime. He has met the street urchin. He has met the king. He has met this magical, beautiful mistress being. He has a daughter that he wishes to have see her power and know her power. All of these amazing things. And there is a river running through the town. And you are on a quest now, as all and every one of these people. And you may enter in at any time you wish to come to know the story even more. So let's take a few deep breaths. Let's have a few comments about the movie we just watched after I take a potty break.
Is this where we get like the cheesy little animated like sodas and artichokes or whatever?
I'm just finishing up a beautiful cup of tea and a break for my day. This cup of tea is a mended tea from Sunstone Formulas. They also have other beautiful teas like the woman's tea, which really helps me feel energized and clarified. And also they have things such as colloidal silver at the best price you can find it, the highest quality, salves, and other beautiful formulas for you in your life. Please feel free to check them out at sunstoneformulas.com. It's crazy magic playtime.
If we would have gone down the river, I would have pulled out my ducky and we could have went down the river. Quack, 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 down the river, quack, quack, down the river. Where does the river lead to? It leads to a magical land where trees grow in a day, and then there's a beach with sand. Oh, I'm gonna go down the river. I'm gonna go on my ducky's back. We're gonna go down the river with a quackity quack, quack, quack. Oh, we're going down.
Comes our guest of honor.
Oh,
All
is
right.
you've got a better view of him. There's a nice potty break there.
He's having a party break, not a potty break.
Oh, party break.
There was pizza upstairs. Sorry. All right. By the way, the chicken is cracking me up. I was upstairs. I had my stuff muted. I saw the chicken. I'm just like, I'm scared.
Oh, were you?
But I could hear it, but like I couldn't talk back. I could hear you guys like singing, and I'm just like, you guys are cracking me up upstairs. Even better that you didn't know that I could hear you guys. That was even better.
We totally did not know.
I'm walking around in my house and I hear the chicken and you singing. And...
yeah, that's how it goes. Well, yeah, I mean, we felt like we had kind of the beginning of our adventure, you know. It was like the first third of the story, you know, was right there.
This is totally feeling like a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. This is feeling like to me.
Absolutely.
So with fewer D20s and whatever and traps, but you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is just how it showed up with you. You know, like with someone else, it would show up totally differently. But this is just how it gets to show up with Matt. You know, and
I get that.
For Matt, like we had some fun with and you, of course, being a storyteller. And what's the name of your podcast? Because nobody knows that you have a podcast. We just jumped right
podcast. Yeah. I forgot this even was a podcast.
Where did we go? We're still here.
Forgot we were even recording. Yeah, I was just having fun. Okay, yes, that's right. Maybe I shouldn't be eating since this is a podcast. I forgot this wasn't just a couple of us hanging out.
It's both and.
Yes,
it's both and. Yeah, we're just hanging out.
And which testament to how much fun I'm having. I've got a podcast called Crazy Day. Subtitle is Enjoy the Ride. And it is a podcast that I set up as an experiment for myself to basically teach myself that I can't fail. How about that?
You know, as we end our beautiful time, our Crazy Magic Playtime, and we step out of this amazing, beautiful theater that we were in, me and Ani, we have 10 crazy questions for you. Okay, so we'll go back and forth. Okay. Okay.
Is this going to be like, you know, if I was a vegetable, what would I be? Kind of crazy. I'm trying to figure out what I need to plan for.
Yeah,
here.
kind of. And some of the questions might not even make sense. Like they might not even sound like a question, but that's why it's a crazy question. Right. Okay.
I'm really getting nervous about the fact that Ani's been taking notes this entire time, and I'm like, what did I just say that is noteworthy?
Anastasia is amazing with notes because she's going to give you homework. And so she is a homework queen, and she helps people to integrate all that has happened. Okay, so 10 crazy questions. All right. Yellow or spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
Okay, Ani, you go. I put her on the spot all the time.
So ding dong, alien enters, not the normal gray with the big eyes, but tells you he's an alien and he really needs to see what this whole Earth thing is about. Where do you take said alien?
Grand Canyon.
Oh, that's deep.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
God, that's 3. We each have a bad joke today.
I see what you did there. Yep.
Okay.
Real quick, is this supposed to be like first thing that comes to mind answer kind of thing? Is that what we're shooting for here?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I love the alien thing, and I'm going with the alien thing. So female alien shows up on your door and with her father. Okay. And she's cute. She's green. She's got pink hair. She's kind of adorable and big eyes. And he says, "You will take my daughter on a date." Where do you take her?
I mean, is this consent? I'm assuming there's consent. There's consent here, right? You know?
There's consent. You
Okay.
gotta have
I mean, because I mean, this is
anything
sounding
we
like
do,
this is sounding kind of
anything
toxic. I'm just,
Yeah,
I mean, this is
yeah.
not
is
sounding.
consent. Even though it's the father looks
All
intimidating.
right, I'm just making sure.
You're
this
like,
isn't.
Married man, thank you.
This is not sounding
internally-
too consensual, but all right, you know.
Horrible, damn it.
You inside of you have always wanted to take an alien out. Okay.
Well, I
deep
mean, I
inside.
get this. I'm just not totally picking up that she's wanting to go out with me because he's
Big
saying
eyes.
She
take her out.
does,
That's
But she has a tough time expressing verbally
okay.
because the female aliens, look, humans can't understand them. Okay, at least this
Okay. So
particular
she opens her
one,
mouth
okay?
and just comes out like, ah.
Yeah,
And so
it's
he,
like,
okay. All
Let me
right.
guess,
All
is
right.
she from Venus and the dad's from Mars? Is that why we can't understand her?
he never told
All
me.
right.
The dad never told me.
Bad jokes, sir.
Okay. All right. I got what you're going there, Ani. She's Ani's going like, you know, mid-90s humor there. Okay. Where am I taking her to? I mean, I gotta figure out. I mean, if I can't talk to her, I can't figure out if she's hungry or whatever. So I don't know if she wants to go to like get cheeseburgers or something like that. Or, I mean, she can see, so I could take her somewhere visual. I've already lost Grand Canyon, so I'm not going to drop that one there. Got pink hair. I mean, she could like, you know, fit in at a rave, but that's not really my vibe. But I mean, she screams, so I mean, a rave could be her thing, I suppose. But I mean, I wouldn't have a good time there, so this would not be a fun date. So where am I going to take her? I mean, I'm in the middle of like Midwest, so I mean, I can show her some corn, but you know. But I know aliens know corn. They've been making crop circles for years, so that's probably not gonna really be. If she's gonna be like, really, you're gonna show me corn, except it'd be like screaming, so it wouldn't come out well. So, and I would think like she's like screaming at me. So, where would I take her? I think roller skating. I mean,
yes.
Good job.
I think roller skating, because I mean, I'm guessing she wouldn't be able to do it too well, and I sure as hell can't. So it would be fun.
Yeah, I think that's a classic alien date. I think
Right.
that
And then we could get like, you know, pretty bad pizza.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
The pink hair would fit, and you know, whatever.
There you go. I love that.
Let's do it.
Buy your beer.
Mhm.
All right, Ani, what's your next question? We're at number 4.
Yeah. Would you prefer a life as fire or a life as the air? And why?
Totally prefer life as air. Air moves and flows and gets to, I don't know, it's closer to water in my book. Fire feels consuming. Air feels like breath. And life when I think of the two.
Wonderful. Beautiful. We're making poetry on Crazy Magic Podcast.
There we go.
Crazy Magic.
Crazy
What do we
magic.
call?
Crazy
I don't know.
magic
Magic Playtime.
playtime.
Crazy Magic Podcast, Crazy Magic Playtime, Magic,
Yeah.
Crazy Magic.
Just
Okay, I have a really serious question.
I'm sure it is.
If there was one tool in your tool shop that could sing you the best song that you ever heard, what tool would it be?
It already does, and that's my table saw.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah, there you go. Do you dream sometimes? Sorry, that's an extra question.
That's a bonus question.
Bonus question.
Like,
Do you
is that like
dream
5A?
sometimes of the sound of the saw?
No.
No.
Don't
Okay.
need to. I hear
it. It doesn't follow you into your sleep. That's what I'm saying.
Why would I need to? I hear it when I'm awake.
Yeah. Sometimes things come with you.
No, I don't dream vividly, hardly ever. And when I do, that's like one of those types of dream that only makes sense in your dreams kind of things, you know, but hardly ever do I remember my dreams. So if I do, I don't remember them.
Okay, Ani.
Naked in the snow or naked in the desert?
Do I get to pick the desert?
It's either choice is yours. Yeah.
I mean, are we talking like
which desert? Like a Mojave versus the in Africa, you know?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, are we talking like I'm just there for a moment, or are we talking like I got to live there?
No, this is your new habitat as air, and you're naked, but you somehow have human functions and.
I mean, my habitat right now is where there's snow sometimes, but I've got a house around me. I mean, just like out there in the elements. Or yeah. Do I get to like build up a? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
No, that was the translation. There was some alien interference there. Yeah.
No, I get it.
Placing you into the snow, into a drift, or into a nice scorching desert. We'll say you get to do this for a day.
I think I'm going to probably go naked in the desert. I mean, I get to be naked, so that's fun. But, you know, probably would rather not be frostbitten. You know, if I'm naked in the snow, it's gonna be a cold time, and I'm gonna get frostbitten, and you know, there's gonna be shrinkage, and it's not gonna be a good time. And I'm gonna have to be like,
I was gonna say, Matt, we're recording.
You're gonna wind up having to like explain to everybody that you see about shrinkage. But if you're in the desert, then you at least wind up getting to dance, and you get to like jump around. So it's good times, you know.
But here's the twist. The snow comes with the perks of Mount Everest and world records and fame and fortune, and you've accomplished the biggest thing you could have ever accomplished. It's bigger than becoming the wind. And there's nothing with the desert except some prickly cactus.
So you're telling me I get what to stroke I get to stroke my ego while I get frostbite and I lose all my limbs and my nose and my fingers and whatever just for an ego stroke?
Both days. You will survive both days. And
I will survive both days with no fingers and no toes. And my nose falls off. That's what you're offering me here. Also, you didn't tell me that before you asked me for my decision, but still, let's go for the desert. I'm going to go dance around the desert naked for a day and I'm good. And I get to keep my fingers and my toes. I get some sunburn and I'm straight. We're good.
I just feel sorry for you.
And I still get to kill my ego and not entertain my ego. Come on now, Ani. This is not sounding like a good proposition here. This is sounding like the little devil on my shoulder here, and you're trying to say, "Ooh, you get to do all of these things." No, this is we're straight. We're straight. Even with your little offer here.
Sounds like the witch has served you well.
No, that sounds like the witch that got the house smacked on top of her. So we're straight. We're straight. I'm gonna go dance naked in the desert. Let's go.
With the
I would choose the snow. I choose the snow, and I would make a little igloo. Okay, next question though.
This is
What
9,
is-
right? I'm not looking forward to the ending of these. I'm having a blast.
What is the best gift you've ever given? What is the best gift that you've ever given? Five, 4, 3, 2. This is Gwen being.
I feel like there's one that like it's on the edge of my memory, but the one that came to mind, this countdown. When I was a kid, my parents did not go on many trips at all. Like they didn't celebrate their anniversary much. They might have done a dinner or something like that. And I, excuse me, I contacted my mom didn't work at the time, contacted my dad's boss and arranged for him to have a day off. I contacted a bunch of people and they all chipped in, and I bought a weekend at a bed and breakfast and basically gave them a certificate or an envelope or whatever for a weekend at a bed and breakfast to go and have an anniversary weekend off. But, so I got my dad a weekend off. He didn't know he had it. And, all of that stuff got taken care of for my parents' anniversary one year. So
nice.
I don't know that it's the best. It's just the only thing I could come up with in the time allotted.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a different one, but
The gift of a romantic weekend for your parents.
Yep.
And boy, parents need romantic weekends.
Sometimes, yes.
What is the most precious, not in a Gollum sense, memory and experience that you had that you still hold on to with your grandfather, either side?
Honestly, there's not too many, but there was a couple times with my dad's dad that we went, I guess, hiking. They lived out in the country, and they went. They had some woods behind their house. We went hiking out there. And just kind of around in the area around there, but I don't remember too many memories that I would call precious with him. I remember memories, none that I would remember with the fondness that you're describing, though.
Yeah, like something
no bad memories. Yeah, no bad memories necessarily, just memories. Nothing that stands out though.
But hiking.
Yeah, just walking around the woods. They lived near the beach, so sometimes we would walk the other way and go down to this beach area. It wasn't like a really fancy beach; it was just a shoreline, kind of a thing. So.
Okay, I'm gonna paint the scene here. You're out looking at the beautiful starry sky, and it's just a beautiful, amazing night, and suddenly you find yourself pulled up into the stars, and you hear them speaking to you. What is the secret that your favorite star tells you?
My favorite star tells me the secret. Wow.
And it's whatever that comes out of your mouth. You don't even have to think, Matt.
Yeah, it was just like something. What was coming out of my mouth was something that I want to judge as being cliche, like the secret of life or whatever, right? But I guess the secret to loving other people.
What is the secret to loving other people?
I don't know that part. Then you said whatever comes out of my mouth. You don't get to go pull that one when you say what comes out of your mouth.
I want to know. Matt has figured out a way to torture me.
I'm not torturing you. You
That's okay. That's okay. I already know. The star already told me I'm in the know. Okay.
All right. Yeah. We're
Oh, cool. Yeah.
We're totally cool.
No need to worry. So, all right. The 10th question. Here it is.
What to you, Matt, is the sound of silence? Can you describe that or how it feels in your body?
Currently, the sound of silence is still a lot of thoughts racing in my head. It is still a lot of thoughts of the future. A lot of times things that I have to do, want to do, need to do. It still sounds like a to-do list, but it occasionally sounds like that.
Yay.
Sorry, I was too loud there.
That was sweet.
That was sweet. The power of the 10 questions.
Today's soul play is for you to be with this idea of a door. It's not just any door. It's a door that is connected to your deep soul, the magic that is within you, the magic child that's wanting to explore and feel into the freedom and the choice that it has available to it. So if you take 3 deep breaths and connect into your soul and your body, you can ask to be with a door that is ready for you to walk through it and to explore. As you are with this idea of a door, you can pull out your notepad and draw it, or pull out your nice, beautiful art paper and draw it. You can be with it in your different sensing ways, such as you can imagine yourself touching it, hearing it, looking at it. Describe the colors, the texture. Is there a taste that you have in your mouth? Feel into and sense what lies beyond the door. Are there images or things about the door that show you what might be behind it? Feel into the energy of the door and the love and the light that is there. Before you enter into the door, make sure to feel into that love and light and know that this is a supportive experience that is awaiting for you. Whether you decide to walk through that door or whether you decide to simply be with the door and experience the nurturance and the nourishment of simply being with it and being in communion with it. Both choices are of benefit. Do what feels most comfortable to you and tell me all about it. I'd love to hear. Join us for the next episode when Matt says,
yeah, just like that. They're all on board. So let's go.
Wow, you are an expert negotiator, sir.
It was just like the sometime later, kind of a thing. And then,